Welcome to today's video about add this to turmeric to kill inflammation. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? Eating clean, taking turmeric for inflammation, yet something still isn't shifting. Imagine one day your doctor doesn't talk to you about blood sugar, cholesterol, or blood pressure anymore, but looks you in the eye and says, there's a small, slow-burning fire inside your body. If we don't put it out now, in 10 years it will quietly burn through your heart, your joints, and your brain. It sounds dramatic, but between 50 and 70, that's no longer just a metaphor. It's how science describes chronic inflammation, a silent flame moving through your blood vessels, slipping into your joints, touching your brain cells, and one day showing up under very familiar names: knee pain, numb hands, fatigue, brain fog, weight gain, stroke, heart attack. Many people try to put out that fire with everything they can find: turmeric capsules, supplements, garlic, anti-inflammatory pills. Maybe you've done the same, faithfully taking turmeric, sprinkling it on your food, yet your joints are still stiff, your head still feels heavy, your sleep still broken. It's not because you've done everything wrong, it's because turmeric on its own is not enough. It's like having a good key, but the door of chronic inflammation has 2 or 3 locks. In this video, I want to tell you about a quieter partner that almost no one talks about. A small, sour red fruit that can team up with turmeric and shut down several inflammatory pathways at once. Gentler than drugs, but still backed by real scientific research. If you're in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, tired of relying only on pills but not ready to leave everything to fate, stay with me for a few minutes. This might be the first time you truly see chronic inflammation's real face and realize you still have ways to turn things around. 1. Turmeric isn't useless, but we've been tying its hands. Before we talk about the star ingredient, I need to make one thing clear. Turmeric is good, but the way most of us use it wastes most of its power. The most valuable compound in turmeric is curcumin. On paper, it can reduce inflammation, protect blood vessels, support the brain, joints, and heart. But in real life, when you swallow a turmeric capsule or a spoon of turmeric powder, most of it is quickly broken down by your gut and liver. The rest struggles to reach the tissues that are actually inflamed. It's like hiring an excellent fire brigade, but leaving them stuck outside the gate, never really reaching the burning rooms inside your house. That's why so many people take turmeric faithfully and still have joint pain, feel tired, wake up stiff and heavy, then conclude turmeric is just hype. The problem isn't turmeric. The problem is that we're holding a golden key and not putting it into the right lock. 2. When turmeric meets tart cherry, 2 attack paths at once. This is where tart cherries step in. These small, deep red cherries, tart cherries, are loaded with pigments called anthocyanins, compounds that have been shown to block certain inflammation enzymes, similar to some anti-inflammatory drugs, COX-1, COX-2, lower inflammatory markers in the blood, like CRP, help muscles recover faster after activity, and even improve sleep quality in older adults. Curcumin from turmeric is powerful in a different direction. It helps turn down one of the body's main master switches for inflammation, NF-kappa B, which sits behind many chronic conditions. When you let turmeric and tart cherry work together, you're no longer just scratching one little spot of inflammation. You are hitting 2 major inflammation systems at the same time. Turmeric working on NF-kappa B, tart cherry working on COX and related enzymes. Scientists call this a synergistic effect. Your body just feels it as, finally someone is putting out the fire from both sides. 3. A simple daily way to actually use this combo. The good news is, applying this in daily life is very simple. You can take about 1 cup, 200 to 250 milliliters of pure tart cherry juice, preferably 100% tart cherry with no added sugar. Add 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, or the equivalent amount of finely grated fresh turmeric. Sprinkle in a small pinch of black pepper, not just for taste, but because the piperine in black pepper helps your body keep curcumin around longer and absorb it better. Stir well and drink it in the evening, before bed. Tart cherry naturally contains a bit of melatonin, which supports deeper sleep, and sleep is your body's biggest repair workshop. If you're more active or do heavier exercise, you can drink it for a few days before and after those intense days, using it like a gentle armor for your joints and muscles. You don't need huge doses. You don't need to force yourself. What matters most is consistency, a small glass day after day, and letting time and your own body do the quiet, patient work of healing. 4. Two real people who stopped playing with fire. Let me make this less abstract and more human. Take David, 69. For years, he did what many of you are doing now. Turmeric capsules every morning, pain gel on his knees, and the quiet fear that one wrong step on the stairs could end in surgery. His blood tests kept showing high inflammation. His doctor's answer was always the same. We'll add one more pill. When we talked, I asked him to keep his medications, but change one small habit. Every night, for 8 weeks, he drank one small glass of pure tart cherry juice, 1 teaspoon turmeric, a pinch of black pepper after dinner, before bed. Nothing heroic, no crazy detox. By week 4, he noticed he wasn't bracing himself to stand up from the couch anymore. By week 8, his morning stiffness dropped from a 7 out of 10 to about a 3. His doctor didn't say miracle. He simply looked at the labs and said, whatever you're doing, your inflammation markers are finally coming down. Don't stop. Now Sophia, 63. She wasn't scared of joint pain. She was scared of her brain. She described her days like this. I walk into a room and forget why I'm there. I start a sentence and lose the words halfway. Her knees ached, but what really hurt was the thought that her mind might be slipping away. We didn't promise her a cure. We just asked her to try one experiment. Replace her nightly sugary dessert with a tart cherry plus turmeric drink. Go to bed at the same time every night. Keep this up for 6 weeks. At first, she only noticed she was falling asleep faster. Then one day she laughed and said, I walked up the stairs and it didn't feel like I was carrying someone else's body. The brain fog didn't vanish overnight, but it lifted enough for her to feel like herself again. These are not fairy tales. They are what happens when you stop sprinkling turmeric on top of a burning house and finally bring the right hose to the right fire. 5. Your turn, and a hard question you can't ignore. Now I want to ask you something, and I want you to really sit with it. If nothing changes for the next 5 years, no new habits, no new choices, where do you honestly think this hidden inflammation will take you? A quieter retirement? Or a chair in the hospital corridor, waiting for results you're afraid to hear? That sounds harsh, but it's the truth no one likes to say out loud. The good news is, your body is not your enemy. It's been whispering for years, through stiffness, through fatigue, through poor sleep. This video is just one more nudge saying, please, help me. So here's my challenge to you, and this is your shock moment. Tonight, not one day, mix 1 small glass of tart cherry juice, 1 teaspoon turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and drink it before bed. Do it for 14 nights in a row. Then come back and tell me in the comments, did your mornings change? Did your joints complain less? Did your sleep feel different? Type, I'm putting out the fire in the comments if you're willing to start today. Not after the next test result, not after the next scare. Your age is just a number, but your choices this week are quietly writing the next chapter of your health. The question is not, does turmeric work? The real question is, will you finally give it the partner it needs, or let inflammation keep writing the ending for you? If you've stayed with me this far, it means you no longer want to live with that hidden fire inside you. You want to understand what your body is trying to say, And you want to answer it with kinder choices. One small glass at a time, one meal at a time, one night of sleep at a time. Tart cherries and turmeric are not miracles, but they are real tools. Studied, gentle enough for daily use, yet strong enough to gently turn down the inflammation dial inside your body. What matters is not how much you drink tomorrow, but whether you stay consistent over the next 12 weeks. One glass of tart cherry with turmeric before bed, one meal with less sugar and less fried food, one night of sleep that's a little deeper than yesterday. That's how people slowly walk away from stroke, away from heart attack, away from those mornings where every joint feels rusty. Before you leave this video, ask yourself a very simple question. If my body is sending out a distress signal, am I willing to respond differently today? Even just a little? If your answer is yes, start with the smallest change you feel you can make right after this video ends. And if you'd like to keep walking this path with me, where each week we open another door on nutrition, chronic inflammation, and aging well, don't forget to subscribe. Age may slow our steps, but how we choose to talk to our own body decides how the rest of the journey will feel. I'll see you in the next video, where we keep learning how to grow older without giving up.